going back over all that, what would you say was your overall favorite scene?
Gosh, this was the question I had you put in, and I don't even remember. Um, for some reason, when they initially fought in the forest, that first fight where they had Medivh, Khadgar, Lothar, and it was when Lothar figures out how to beat the orcs, and you see the CGI with Medivh where he's just draining the fell energy from all these orcs. I think it was choreographed well. The setting was really beautiful. There was a bit of a sense of danger, even though you knew all these characters were going to be okay. There was this immediate sense of danger because the orcs were just slaughtering the humans, and I liked seeing that. I think, and this is partially kudos to Travis Fimmel and his acting. You could see that moment when the light clicked on for him, and he even said to, I think, his son later on when they were fighting in
Deadwood Pass.
Yep, he said to him, "They're stronger than us.
Fight quicker."
Fight smarter. That kind of idea." And he was right, and he realized that in the forest scene. I don't know. I don't know why that's my favorite. I just think that it was all these really wonderful elements, and this first time all of these characters are seeing each other, and just the way that they interact and kind of slam against each other. I thought that was like a great scene.
Well, while I admit I am really interested to see the one of the cut scenes of the troll invasion of Stormwind, which apparently director Duncan Jones came out and said they had filmed, but they had never finished post-production on. I don't know whether it's going to be on the Blu-ray edition. I hope it is. I assume it is. It better be. But
trolls are so cool.
With that, it's supposed to be a flashback with him, with Lothar, Medivh, and King Lane holding off the troll invasion.
Oh, and that would give some exposition as to their friendship.
How they knew each other and friendship and how tight they had been.
All right.
I can understand how it was cut for time. If it was a flashback scene, it may not be, it may have confused people or what have you. So I can understand that. My favorite scene, and it sounds silly, was the scene where Lothar gets presented the hand cannon. That was pretty.
One of the opening scenes of the movie.
Yes, is pans in, actually shows an outdoor shot of Ironforge. Looked absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait for more dwarves. I am so excited. Amazing shot. It's just, it made me giddy. It still does. And then it shows the inside at the Great Forge, the Great Anvil, and the dwarf, who I couldn't quite tell who it was, presents, Lothar opens the chest, and there's a hand cannon dwarven blunderbuss pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And Lothar picks it up, and he has never seen one before. This is a world where firearms are a relatively new invention. And so he's looking around, looking inside the barrel, and then aims it, and it's just it was so great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I think it was either the opening scene or one of the opening.
It was definitely within the first 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, and it that pan over of Ironforge, it was like, wow, we're here. We are in Azeroth.
One of the most iconic shots ever is just the front gates of Ironforge with the large road going uphill and the giant gate. It's like a Minas Tirith of Warcraft,
Mm-hmm.
to refer it to Lord of the Rings there. Moving on, we got directing and everything. It's gonna be a little bit shorter segment. Duncan Jones, I think this was like his third large budget movie.
Something like that.
I know he'd done, I can't remember the titles of the other two, I haven't seen them myself. But those of you who don't know, the director Duncan Jones is the son of the late David Bowie. And David Bowie unfortunately passed away recently, and we wish him well and rest in peace. Before his death, however, he did get to see the finished product of Warcraft the movie. His son showed him, and he was absolutely blown away and approved 100%, both artistically and because it was the loving labor of his son. And that was absolutely heartwarming to hear that he got to see what his son had been working on for so long come to fruition.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Duncan Jones did an excellent job too. He did right by his family name.
Yep, he definitely did a good job. Just talking about David Bowie.
I know.
I cried multiple times.
I think a lot of us did.
Throughout the week.
But, overall, artistically, the way it was shot, the editing, the frames and everything that was seen, shot, set up, it was done very well. I had no complaints with it. You know, I had no motion sickness or anything. There wasn't any jarring CGI mixtures. Everything was just absolutely spot on from an artistic standpoint. Like I said, the one issue that I could see people bringing up is pacing, and I think a lot of that was just editing for theatrical time. Watching like a Blu-ray uncut edition would probably give you a better idea of the real pacing that the movie was meant for.
I'd love to see a director's cut of it.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. If they have some scenes that were cut out because of the runtime put back in and everything, I could see it being a better film. Yeah, I think it lost out a little bit because of that runtime. And I think 2 hours is probably a lot of America's attention span as far as a theatrical film goes. You know, we're not quite big fans of the 2.5 hour, 3 hour, you know, Titanic sitting in a movie theater, and I understand theaters don't exactly want to put a film like that because that's time they could be cycling through for another movie. But I think in this case, a longer movie probably would have been better.
Yeah, a little bit longer. Not too long. I think because it was an action movie that helped it a lot with that fast pace. Yeah, the long movies. I recently saw The Conjuring, the second one that came out. The movie was like 3 hours long. And at that point, you've seen the monster, you've seen all the jump scares. Shame on you for trying to jump scare me 1,000,000 times over. Yeah, I can't stand a 3 hour movie, so I agree.
And moving on to our last point here, we have the future possibilities for sequels or prequels or spin-offs or what have you. And I definitely think that, you know, some folks are saying the movie wasn't successful. It easily recouped the film production cost. I think the production cost was somewhere around $150 million.
Yep, and that was raised and beat that.
I think just in the opening week in China alone.
Yes, China. Thank you, China, for making sure that we're gonna have a second Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's very popular over in the East, and I think they did a lot of very good promotional work there. It got out a lot more. It did fairly well in the European Union and you know, Nordic countries and everything over there. The States, I believe, was its just about lowest selling market.
Yeah.
And
even then, it made over $20 million in its first weekend.
Yeah, it more than enough recouped its cost. It wasn't a huge summer blockbuster. It's not breaking any records, but at the same time, well, it did break a record. It actually broke the record for great highest grossing video game inspired movie, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think it beat out.
There you go.
Beat out Resident Evil, if you could even call that video game inspired at this point.
Yeah,
it's
not
kind of
anymore.
diverged a bit. You know, historically, video game films have a terrible track record, terrible history. Blood Rain, the Resident Evil series, even though I love Mila Jovovich, I'm sorry, those films are terrible.
Silent Hill.
Actually,
the first one wasn't that bad.
No, the first one was actually pretty good, and the second one was okay. I mean,
you got excited because that was when Game of Thrones started to get big, and Kit Harington was in it, and Sean Bean was also in it. So it was like a little bit of a Game of Thrones reunion.
Yeah, and I believe it had more Pyramid Head, which is always pretty awesome.
Pyramid Head ended up being the good guy.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, that was a major twist.
Yeah.
I mean, other video game films I'm trying to remember, and I really having trouble there because I try and forget the majority of them I see because most of them are pretty bad. Angry Birds. We had gone and seen Angry Birds like a week after Warcraft.
Week before.
And it wasn't very good.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I don't know what you expected because it was Angry Birds, but of all games to adapt to a film, that was a terrible choice. This one, complete opposite. Great portrayal. Great conversion, and the great thing about the Warcraft universe is the amount of stories to tell are near endless. I mean, just off the top of my head, continuing this, they can do Warcraft 2, Warcraft 2 Beyond the Dark Portal, Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos, the Frozen Throne. You have Arthas, the Lich King story. You have the Alliance invasion of Draenor and crashing the Dark Portal. You have Torellian, Uther, Tyrion Fordring, the Ashbringer. I mean, all these great stories, Deathwing and everything, the Cataclysm.
The War of the Ancients, if they wanted to go really far back.
You could do a prequel even. I mean, I know a lot of folks think this is as far back as Warcraft history goes. It's not. You have Broxigar the Great, he goes and he's the first mortal to ever hit Sargeras in the face with an axe. It's awesome. He said the War of the Ancients, you have Ronan with his raptor army. I could totally see them doing that in film. I hope they don't, but
Illidan.
Illidan.
Anything with Illidan
Anything
at
with
this
Illidan.
point.
Especially with the upcoming. And that was why I was surprised the Draenei didn't feature in a lot, is because this past expansion was Warlords of Draenor.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of back history and story on the Draenei. I was surprised they didn't really have any of that in the film.
And that personally hit me hard because my main is a Draenei. So I love my space goats, and the fact that they didn't even say the name! The fact that they didn't even say Draenei.
Yeah, it's kind of totally neglected plot point. That was totally bizarre. Especially like I said, you think they would cross promote a little bit more. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff there to work on for future films, for spin-offs. Plenty of material to work with. I could see them doing a Lich King story definitely at some point.
I am really hoping for that. I think Wrath of the Lich King was my favorite expansion.
You think Liam Hemsworth as Arthas? I know a lot of people see him as Thor, but it's just the blonde hair, and the arrogant attitude.
I think he would do well.
I think he would do well.
I think though, I feel like he would play it the same way he plays Thor.
But they're pretty close in character.
They are pretty close in character. I don't care. I want to see Jaina, because I don't know why I love that crazy chick so much, but I do. I want to see Sylvanas, because I don't know why. No, I know why I love that crazy chick. It's because she's crazy. I want to see both of them. I want to see the undead. I want to see just, not even if it's not Wrath of the Lich King, I want to see the Lich King. And not Ner'zhul Lich King. I want Arthas Lich King.
With the Helm of the Damned and the Frostmourne and all that goodness.
This giant ice dragon. I want to see it.
Sindragosa, yeah. It's definitely can't wait to see all of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And yeah, like I said, I think Wrath of the Lich King was my favorite expansion. And I think that's a pretty universal opinion, I believe.
Pretty sure it was the highest subscription expansion in Warcraft's history. I think it's the most players played. And it's definitely one of my favorite, lots of paladin lore and undead and death knights and all that. The Ashbringer again, I absolutely love this thing. And it's all pretty great.
High five.
Speaking of future spin-offs and all that stuff, for those of you who want to get involved in the World of Warcraft lore and history and story and all that and want to try it and you guys haven't played it before, if you go see this in a Regal Theater, as we mentioned earlier, you do get a free copy. This is a United States promotional, by the way. Our friends up in Canada unfortunately missed out. The details are a little bit different for the various other countries. If you go and see it at a particular theater, though, in the United States case, Regal, they do give you a BattleNet redemption code, which grants you a World of Warcraft battle chest. That includes the base game, the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, and Warlords of Draenor. So that's all of the game up until the soon-to-be-released World of Warcraft Legion. And that pretty much gives you plenty of time and stuff to cover and catch up with. Included in that is 1 month free. I know some people may have been a little bit confused as to how that worked out, whether you can use the 1 month for account that you currently own. You cannot. That 1 month free game time is actually included in the battle chest itself. However, if you do happen to make an account or log in onto an account you have now, between now and August, I believe it is, you get 2 per faction weapons, and in a case a shield, I believe, for the Alliance, based on items from the movie. The Alliance gets a one-handed sword and a shield, and the Horde gets a one-handed axe and a staff, Gul'dan staff, actually. So you can get some cool prop-looking weapons, and of course you can use those appearances on whatever weapons you're using, as long as they fit the general type, and that's super cool and everything. It's free. You just log in and you get it on your character. You can mail them around to your different characters. You get 1 copy per account. Totally awesome. Appreciate the little thing and everything, but I really wish that month free could have been used by anybody. Definitely, I got some friends that would have went and saw it if they could have got a free month of WoW subscription out of it.
Yeah.
It feels kind of
myself included.
It feels like a jab as a recurring customer and a loyal fan that we didn't really get anything out of supporting the film. There's nothing I can really do with the second account, which is why, if you actually like and subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down below, you'll enter a drawing that I will pull a number from on July 1st. It's only like a week away, and we'll be giving away one of our Battle Chest free edition account codes. And like I said, we'll announce the winner in a video after July 1st, and you'll shoot us a message on the back end of our channel, and we'll hook you up with the code. That's more or less about it. You have anything else to add?
No, I don't think so.
I think that about wraps it up. This has been our Warcraft film review, jab, speculation, powwow time. And we'll be the first of many. Like I said, we're going to try and catch some other summer blockbusters this year.
Yep, we got Ghostbusters coming up. I will actually be leaving for college once Suicide Squad comes out, so I don't know if we're going to be doing that one. But definitely Ghostbusters.
Finding Dory.
Finding Dory.
You have to see Finding Dory.
There's cute otters and baby Dory.
Those eyes.
So we will be doing a couple more movies, especially as a couple. Once I start going back to school, maybe you'll see some solo movie reviews. I don't know. Maybe we'll coordinate and each of us will go see it on the weekend and then do a online chat about it. We don't know. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah, we'll keep you all updated. In the meantime, like I said, like, share, subscribe. We'll have our usual content out and about. Playing replays and let's plays.
We upload every week.
Yep. So like I said, feel free to stay fresh, check what we got in the pipeline each week, and by all means share to our friends and your friends and anybody you can possibly think of. The more people that get out there, the more we can be supported and do this stuff more often. Get more videos out, more cool content. If you have any recommendations or suggestions for future content, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. And I think that's about wraps it up. So stay classy, stay steely, and steal dreams. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Gracie.
See you on the other side.